values. For over 12 years, I had the privilege and challenge of being a G7 governor, first in Canada and latterly in the UK. During this time, I saw kingdoms of gold rise and fall. I led global reforms to fix the fault lines that caused the financial crisis, worked to heal the malignant culture at the heart of financial capitalism, and began to address both the fundamental challenges of the Fourth Industrial Revolution and the existential risks from climate change. I felt the collapse in public trust in elites, globalization, and technology, and I became convinced that these challenges reflect a common crisis in values and that radical changes are required to build an economy that works for all. Whenever I could step back from what felt like daily crisis management, the same deeper issues loomed. What is value? How is it grounded? Which values underpin value? Can the very act of valuation shape our values and constrain our choices? How do the valuations of markets affect the values of society? Does the narrowness of our vision, the poverty of our perspective, mean we undervalue what matters to our collective well-being? These are the questions that this book seeks to explore. It will examine how our society came to embody Wilde's aphorism, knowing the price of everything, but the value of nothing. How by elevating belief in the market to an inviolable truth, we move from a market economy to a market society, and how we can turn this around. In many respects, this book is a belated response to a question posed a few summers ago when a range of policymakers, business people, academics, labor leaders, and charity workers gathered at the Vatican to discuss the future of the market system. Pope Francis surprised us by joining the lunch and sharing a parable. He observed that our meal will be accompanied by wine. Now, wine is many things. It has a bouquet, color, and richness of taste that all complement the food. It has alcohol that can enliven the mind. Wine enriches all of our senses. At the end of our feast, we will have grappa. Grappa is one thing, alcohol. Grappa is wine distilled. And then he continued, humanity is many things, passionate, curious, rational, altruistic, creative, self-interested. But the market is one thing, self-interested. The market is humanity distilled. And then he challenged us. Your job is to turn the grappa back into wine, to turn the market back into humanity. This isn't theology. This is reality. This is the truth. This book draws on my experience in the private sector and public policy to examine the relationship between value and values, how they shape each other, and how, by doing so, they can determine our livelihoods, identities, and possibilities, and how, once we recognize these dynamics, we can turn grappa back into wine. The book is divided into 3 parts. Part 1 examines various concepts of value and their roots in political philosophy, and more recently and narrowly, in economic theory and financial practice. It uses a series of valuation paradoxes from art to the environment to illustrate the potential disconnects between valuations in markets and the values of society. Values and value are related but distinct. In the most general terms, values represent the principles or standards of behavior. They are judgments of what's important in life. Examples include integrity, fairness, kindness, excellence, sustainability, passion, and reason. Value is the regard that something is held to deserve, the importance, worth, or usefulness of something. Both value and values are judgments, and therein lies the rub. Increasingly, the value of something, of some act, or of someone is equated with their